The Philadelphia Eagles safety position is one of the most important positions, okay, with Marcus Epstein as being the Eagles are very comfortable with him. Not really a big fan of Anthony Harris right now, but the depth behind it definitely needs some work with only Kavon Wallace, maybe undrafted free agent, Reed Blankenship, and, maybe moving some of these bodies that we have a lot at cornerback to that position as well, maybe move some guys around. I want to talk about a certain individual and a couple of other players that we could get between this year and next year at the safety spot if the Eagles are going all in, or they're going to keep what they have and try to produce some of these guys. Let's talk about it. What is going on, guys? Your boy Joey Shake72 coming, guys, with a video right now. So I want to talk about the safety position, and importantly, this is going to factor into the Eagles' plans for the future, whether it's this year, before the season starts, or going into next off season. Now, Minkah Fitzpatrick got a big deal, $18.4 million a deal, $18.4 million per year, $36 million. Which is guaranteed, which is crazy. So highest paid safety in NFL history. So this is going to factor in the Eagles and getting a safety. And, if you're getting trading for a Chuck Clark, it's not going to make a difference. But if you're trying to get a Jesse Bates, if you're trying to get maybe a Derwin James next year, it could be likely, guys. I mean, when I say Derwin James, people are like, oh, we're not going to get him. Well, we got A.J. Brown. It happened. You never know what could happen. Maybe the Chargers won't be able to invest in him next year. So you never know. Jesse Bates has at least a month to sign this franchise tag. And if he doesn't, he could be sitting out the whole entire year, or I don't know. Maybe they will trade him. So, there's been a lot of trade chips on the Philadelphia Eagles. Andre Dillard was definitely one to give them some, the Bengals some offensive line help. Isaac Seumalo could be a trade candidate. I mean, for Dillard, at least right now, I just don't think so because the Eagles really don't have a backup left tackle. So I would say maybe you'd go after Jesse Bates at most, or trade for Chuck Clark, since they had a lot of, the Ravens during the draft had a lot of interest in Jalen Reagor, and it seems like the Eagles just didn't want to give him away or didn't want to make this trade happen. So I think the other point of this is you have time, so it's not like the Eagles are any rush to get a safety right now, but I think of having, these new players come in, Reed Blankenship, Kavon Wallace, trying to, all talk, no player type guy that he is. And all those bodies you have at cornerback right now, there's no doubt in my mind they would have to move Josh Jobe, Mario Goodrich, and move some of these guys around the safety, play both positions during training camp and throughout the preseason to see what they could do, because I feel like I said, there's a lot of bodies at that position. Okay. And when you go to safety, look, I'm comfortable with Marcus Epps. Is really his coverage I'm not really a big fan of. And Anthony Harris, I felt like we just signed him because of just a veteran presence. I don't know what he brought to the team last year. I didn't really see him flash. This whole defense really didn't flash too much last year, as we all know. You have really, if one of those guys gets injured, I mean, you're down to nothing. I mean, I don't see much behind it. I don't really see much of anything that some guy could just walk in. Like I said, Marcus Epps in the past, I thought he was a very good, a third safety role-playing guy with good players around him, and I think he played pretty damn solid last year. So I can see why the Eagles are comfortable with him. But because the Eagles went to free agency and they tried to sign Marcus Williams to a big deal, and they were close to that number and couldn't get it done, it's showing me that, they could have, that they have a lot of interest at that position. And you obviously had with the pick, for Jordan Davis or getting Kyle Hamilton, and you had that choice, and they picked the defensive tackle. We all know the philosophy to the Philadelphia Eagles. The trenches are the number one marquee market for them, most important position, which I really do like. And I was a huge fan of getting Jordan Davis and the picks we gave up. I was a big fan of it. I didn't care about the picks. I didn't care about the day 3 picks. I wanted to get these early picks right, and I think they got it done really well. But like I said, you got 2 players that could be available by next year, okay? And if not this year, and I think the Eagles, like I said, they have a lot of patience right now. They have a lot of time. So by August, and they want to sign somebody, and they think, you know what, we don't have enough in the building, and I'm not really going to put that starting position on an undrafted guy coming in like Mario Goodrich or Josh Jobe. I don't know if they're going to be able to handle it. So if I'm looking at it right now, I'm saying to myself, okay, There is time left. The Eagles can, this is a rebuilding year apparently for the Eagles, but they did a pretty good job getting a lot of talent in the building defensively. Don't get me wrong, but it really depends on Jonathan Gannon being that final piece to really show what these safeties could do and the rest of this defense. So, like I said, Jesse Bates could be available. I think there's I think the Eagles will definitely get rid of some, maybe some trades. Maybe by the trade deadline, it could happen. You never know. Depending if Jesse Bates is playing by that time or not playing on his franchise tag, he could sit out the whole year. And then Derwin James is obviously, it's definitely something you could do. But, the safety position, the market is obviously at its peak right now. So these guys are going to get paid a lot of money because of that Minkah Fitzpatrick deal. So you guys let me know in the comment section below what you guys think. Would you go after Minkah? Would you guys go after Derwin James next year? Do you think you wait on the Jesse Bates thing? Do you let these guys produce in camp and just see what you have by August and maybe make a move? Or do you say, you know what, just wait till next year. Let's just see what we have. Just let it all kind of pan out as it does throughout the season and then see what happens later on. So other than that, guys, pretty much it. I'll see you on another one. Shake Squad up, follow us live. Peace out, guys. Peace.